Why does it feel nice when you walk into a shop and the assistant notices you, but when it happens online, it's kind of creepy? I've been building the website for this jacket, and capturing that feeling of being noticed is the whole goal I'm trying to achieve. I want it to feel like the feeling you get when you walk into a good shop, but how do you actually do that? Let's think about a good shop assistant. They see what you're looking at, they remember you from last time. Maybe it's raining outside and they'll mention waterproof jackets. None of this feels creepy, it's just paying attention and it feels like a service. Now, let's imagine that same shop assistant, they're saying, "Are you going to buy it? Are you going to buy it?" Or they point out, "There's 3 other people looking at this and it's the last one." In a shop, you'd walk straight out the door, but this is what modern e-commerce does. So what's the alternative? The thing is, the website that you're on knows plenty about you. It knows what you've looked at this session. It knows where in the world you are. It could know what the weather is like outside. And if you're logged in, it might even know what you've bought or how much you spend in general. And none of this is tracking. It's just the website paying attention to who's in front of it. It's the attentive assistant. It's not the pushy one. And this is where it gets interesting. Jean-Noel Kampfler, in his book, The Luxury Strategy, talks about this idea of the anti-laws of marketing. It says basically, if mass brands are going right, luxury brands should go left. Whatever the standard marketing playbook says to do, luxury brands should try to do the opposite. And one of these anti-laws is don't chase the customer, make the customer chase you. It sounds so backwards because everything e-commerce is told is the complete opposite. You need to drive traffic, reduce friction, offer discounts, follow up with abandoned cart emails. And that's all built on this idea of pushing the customer over the line. But there's a cost. Every discount you offer, it lowers the ceiling on what a customer is willing to pay. Every pop-up trains the customer to wait for a deal. Angela Arendt, who ran Burberry and Apple Retail, put it well. She said, "Ubiquity will kill you. The more accessible you become, the less desirable you are." And here's the thing. All these conversion tools, the pop-ups, the timers, they're billed as reducing friction, but in a way they are the friction. Every time one of them fires off, you're interrupted. The thing you're about to click suddenly jumps up or moves to the left. That 10% discount nearly feels like compensation for how unpleasant an experience it is. And we just accept it like we're on AOL in 1999, but we deserve better. And this is what most brands miss. The luxury houses don't do the pop-ups, they don't do the discounts because they don't need to. They have decades of brand equity and customers are already chasing, but most brands aren't Hermes. You can't just refuse to do this conversion work and hope people show up. So you end up reaching for these tools, the pop-ups, the discounts, because they feel like the only option. But there is a third way. The brands that invest in personalization get to borrow some of that luxury restraint without actually having to be a luxury brand. You still are doing the work of converting the customer, you're just doing it with intention rather than interruption. And the difference is every time you do it, you're not eroding your brand, you're actually building it. And these are the things that I've really been paying attention to while building our site. And it could be something as simple as if you're browsing at night, you might see imagery that was captured at night rather than during the day. Or if you're a woman, you might see more representation of women in our imagery. And we can take this as far as we want. There is a world where we could personalize down to the region and you might see imagery and models specific to the region that you're in. And that's a really cool touch that is being left on the table by almost every brand. And I get it, you're probably thinking, that sounds like a ton of custom development work. And most brands wouldn't have the budget or wouldn't have the expertise in-house to do that. And you would be right. But this process actually fed into something else that we've been working on, a platform that does all this out of the box. And that's cool. This real problem of trying to appeal to a customer has driven product strategy on a completely different thing.